If your family is anything like mine, they probably prefer white bread to healthy whole wheat bread. Well, I am Amy from A Red Spatula, and I have designed a bread recipe just for us and our families. This honey oatmeal bread is the perfect compromise. It tastes like a white bread, but it uses whole wheat flour, it uses heart-healthy oats, and it uses honey in place of refined sugars. So let me show you how to make this wonderful bread, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so one thing that I like to do is I soften my oats just a little bit. So I add hot milk to the oats, mix them up, let them sit for a little bit, they soften. And then once the milk has cooled, it's still warm to the touch, you're gonna add in your yeast and your honey, and you mix this up, and this is gonna activate your yeast. This is an active dry yeast. So go ahead and mix this up, let it sit for I don't know, about 5 minutes, and it's going to be ready to go. Now, the nice thing about this bread is that it's made in a straight dough method. That means you throw everything into your mixer and you mix it all up at one time. It's very simple. Now, I used a blend of white wheat flour and all-purpose flour in this bread. If you're new to whole wheats, I would recommend using this. It has a mild flavor, mild texture. Most families love it. You're going to go ahead and cover this, let it double. That was a very quick rise. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn this out onto a surface. You can form this loaf any way that you want to, or you can even make dinner rolls with it. But I wanted to show the method that I use for this because I kind of love this one. So you take your dough and you divide it into one section that has 2/3 and the other one that's about 1/3 of your dough. I'm going to form the 2/3 part into just a regular loaf. You don't have to worry about the top being perfect because we're going to cover this with a braided part. Now you're going to take your leftover thirds and you're going to divide that into thirds, and you're going to roll these out into ropes and you're going to braid this. Now anytime you braid bread, I like to start in the middle and then I go to the right and then I come back in and then I braid the other side. Just pinch that close so it'll hold itself in place. You are going to place this braided part right on top of your loaf, and then you just kind of pinch them together. As they rise, they'll kind of expand together anyway. Put them into your prepared pan. Go ahead and cover it up with saran wrap, but do not cover it as tightly as I did. Let me just say that, because look, once I take this off, the braid had kind of moved over to the side just a little bit. Now once it's risen, this is the second rise, you're going to go ahead and brush this with egg wash and make sure you get all the way around. You don't have to do this, but it gives it that really pretty shine. Go ahead and put it up into the oven, and here it is once it's done. I let it cool in the pan for a few minutes, take it out, and then you're going to let it cool for at least, I like to let it cool for at least 10 to 30 minutes. This is about an hour later. You can see I'm slicing the bread. It's beautiful, it's perfect, it's tender, it's delicious. I love to serve mine with jam or even just butter, and that's it.